First, a quick name check, because the internet muddies this one. The figure most people mean by Royal Raymond in this context is Royal Raymond Rife, an American inventor linked to extraordinary claims about light, microscopes, and healing frequencies, and his story sits right on the edge of your sweet spot. Real innovation, real controversy, and a legacy that refuses to settle. Rife lived in an era when science still felt like frontier work. He built advanced optical microscopes, and he became known for time-lapse micrography, filming microbes in motion. Newspapers in the 1930s reported sensational claims about what his instruments could reveal, magnifications and visual clarity that sounded almost impossible for the time. And Rife himself claimed something even more dramatic, that by using specific wavelengths of light, he could make microorganisms appear in distinctive colours, as if each organism had its own signature. Whether that was a breakthrough or an overreach depends on who you ask. But here's what matters about the man. Rife didn't present himself as a mystic. He presented himself as a builder, someone obsessed with seeing what others couldn't. And that obsession has a human cost. Because when a person believes they've touched something world-changing and the world doesn't agree, it can harden into isolation, bitterness, and a lifelong sense of being misunderstood. Rife's most controversial legacy isn't his microscope, it's what came next. He developed devices often described as an oscillating beam ray, or frequency-based machine, and claimed it could devitalize disease organisms using electromagnetic frequencies. Supporters later framed this as a suppressed medical revolution. Critics and mainstream medical authorities rejected it, and modern medical organizations state there's no reliable evidence that Rife's machines can treat cancer. And here's the uncomfortable truth that makes the story so enduring. Both sides can point to something real. Rife was a genuine inventor associated with advanced microscopy work, but the sweeping healing claims tied to Rife machines are widely considered unproven and have been associated with modern health fraud marketing. So what is Rife really? A visionary ahead of his time? A talented inventor whose medical claims ran beyond the evidence? Or a figure whose name became a vessel filled later by people selling certainties to the desperate? That's the key distinction. Rife the man versus Rife the mythos built after him. And in the end, the human story is the same one we see again and again. A person chasing a breakthrough, trying to help humanity, colliding with institutions, skepticism, and politics, and leaving behind a legacy that splits the world into believers and debunkers. But the most honest place to stand is neither of those extremes, because there is no evidence strong enough to confirm the healing claims as they're often presented today. And yet the story persists because Rife's work, ambition, and controversy left a real mark. Was Royal Raymond Rife a forgotten pioneer, or a cautionary tale about how hope can outpace proof?